Hello, this is James Marland, host of the Scaling Therapy Practice. This is the show of Course Creation Studio, where we empower mission-driven leaders to launch life-changing online courses. Today, we're going to be talking about Kajabi and its ability to host podcasts. I am doing a shorter in air quotes episode today. I have my niece's wedding to go to on Friday and Saturday. I'm helping out with pictures and photography and some of the tech stuff. So I'm down a day, and I've promised myself I'm just going to record and not do lots and lots of edits to the show because of the deadline. So we'll see how that goes. But today we're going to talk about Kajabi and why I love using Kajabi to host the podcast for the Scaling Therapy Practice show. And I'll give you some behind the scenes look at the podcasting hosting platform, some of its great features and some of its limitations. So let's dive in. Firstly, I want to talk about my values. Why do I make buying decisions? So I came up with 3. Maybe you can identify with these, but I like simple. I like stuff that works. I like something that you turn it on and it works. And that's one of the reasons why I have an Apple phone. I do have a PC, but I have an Apple phone because you turn it on and it works. It doesn't have some of the features that the advanced features from like Android phones and things, but it works. It's like it hardly ever breaks. And so I like simple, and I like things that work, and you don't have to think too much about it, and it's hard to break it. My next value is I like getting a good value. Like, I'm the type of person that goes to the hardware store for a screwdriver, but I see a pack of 10 screwdrivers for $5 more, and then I think about it for 15 minutes. Like, am I going to really? Do I need all these screwdrivers? What would I use them for? Oh, here's another pack for like 3 screwdrivers, but it's, they're higher quality and they're like double the price. What do I do? Well, I think about those things and I analyze those things and I think, well, how am I going to get the most benefit out of my purchase? And I think the value for what you get in Kajabi with all the programs, we'll talk about that, adds up to excellent value for the price. And then finally, I like integration. So Kajabi there's multiple things you need for running an online course business or an online course coaching program or online products. And podcasting is one of those things, and it includes it in the integration and all the things that you need. So that's one of if I was going to buy it anyways, I like it that it's all together in one login, one interface. Before we talk about what I like about Kajabi and the podcasting hosting service, let's talk about some of the limitations. While Kajabi is an excellent tool, it's important to know that the platform does have some limitations. For example, when it comes to ads and monetizing your podcast through ads, you have to add them manually. There are other platforms, I believe Buzzsprout and maybe Libsyn, they have injected ads or ads that automatically you can place them at the beginning, middle, or end automatically. And they partner with ad platforms that do that for you. I don't use that, so I'm not necessarily sure how it happens. One of the shows I listen to is Acast is their hosting platform, and I know they inject ads, and those ads rotate and change. And so Kajabi has limitations with the ads right now. So if you already have ads, or that's going to be a major part of your platform and you don't want to do a lot of the fiddly bits yourself, then Kajabi might not be for you. Now, I know you can insert ads, but it's a file. You take the file and you cut your audio and you paste it in, and you have to put the music in. It takes an extra 5 minutes or something to insert a file ad, but it's not automatic, and it won't update automatically either, like some of the other platforms. That's one limitation. Additionally, Kajabi is still improving their analytic capabilities. It's still in beta. This means you can access the basic analytics, but the level of detail isn't as granular as some of the other podcasting platforms that I've seen. And I've worked in Buzzsprout and Libsyn. and Kajabi. For example, one of the things I like, and I think this is in Libsyn, is you can see your engagement for podcast downloads for different time periods automatically in the first 7 days, 30 days, and 90 days of the podcast. So you can really get a pulse on what is hitting and what might be gaining momentum, or what is one of the podcasts that has a longer tail that continues to build momentum. The other thing I like about Buzzsprout is it sends you emails. It sends you emails when you hit milestones, which I think is really important, and it builds just engagement with you. One of the podcasts I produce, the Therapy for Your Money podcast, I've been doing it for about 6 months now. They were already successful. I didn't help them with their success. They were already successful without me, but they just hit 100,000. I think I got the email, 100,000 downloads in their 2 years of producing. It's like awesome. So those, I wish Kajabi had some of those emails, those like gamification or like milestone emails. I think that would make the experience a little better. So yeah, the analytics and the ads is one of the big limitations of Kajabi. So why Kajabi though? Why did I choose Kajabi? When I first decided to launch the podcast, I knew I needed a platform that was more, I needed a system that was more than just a place to host a podcast. I needed a comprehensive tool that could not just handle podcasting, but also the website, the course material, email communication, coaching communication, and also a community. Like I had dreams of creating an online community, like a Facebook group. And so after examining, and remember, I'm the type of person who stares at a pack of screwdrivers for 10 minutes going, should I buy the one with 2 or 3? So I did some research and I did charts, and I found out the amount of money I was going to be paying for the a la carte options, getting an email managing program, a website hosting, a podcast hosting, a community group, marketing and funnels, and some of those other things. When you added that up, Kajabi was, $10 or $15 more. Okay. So it was $10 or $15 more. Yes. Kajabi is an expensive program. It's not a cheap solution. It's not $10 a month. I think it's like $150 a month. So it's not a cheap solution, but when you added all those other things up, it was only $10 or $15 less than those items that I wanted to purchase that I needed for my online course business. So what was I gaining? What did I gain by getting Kajabi? And that goes back to my values. Like I got simplicity. I got something that worked. I got integration. And it has a mostly all-in-one solution, and I didn't have to juggle multiple programs or systems, multiple logins, multiple ways to break things. Because it's, if I can break it in a unique way, I'm going to do it. I'm going to find that way to break it. So Kajabi was all integrated, one password, one system. The marketing works with the podcasting works with the courses. The files are shared internally. So it's really good. Kajabi, another reason is it just made distribution very easy. Setting up the podcast on Kajabi was pretty straightforward. The platform provided clear step-by-step instructions and coaching for the major distributors like iTunes and Spotify, and there's other ones you can sign up for. What I loved about the integration and the distribution is that it works with the newsletters. I've already mentioned this, but because they're integrated and the files are all there, you can use the same picture. You can upload one picture once for your podcast and for the art and for your blog, and then use it in the newsletter. You just use the same posts and links over and over again. So it simplified the distribution. It makes it easier because, man, if there's anything that's going to stop you from publishing, it's complexity. When it's too complex to do, you're not going to do it. You're just going to do what comes easy and natural. So if newsletters or if any of those was difficult, it wouldn't get done. So it simplifies the workflow, and it allows me to publish on a more consistent and regular basis. Another add-on that Kajabi added in the last couple months that I really like that enhances listener engagement is the Kajabi Creator Program, which is pretty much a game changer for somebody who doesn't like to edit and they just want to record and get good clips. The tool allows you to transform a single file of audio. Let's say you record for 30 minutes, and then it transforms it into multiple pieces of content. I think this is pretty awesome, especially for people who aren't great editors, or the like, how do I find good clips for my show is difficult. It can create blog posts, social media, show notes, Q&A questions about what you record. And I think the last time I checked, it was like 30 to 40 pieces of, like, that you can say, make 30 pieces of content from this video. When I was using it, I really like the highlights. So it will auto select, AI will auto select highlights, and then you can kind of select the highlights and say, yes, I like this highlight, or remove it. So it can edit your 30-minute video down to a 5-minute, or even a 1-minute YouTube short, or a 5-minute TikTok clip or something. So it's really slick. It's really nice. You do get one free creator content a month, and then you can, if you publish more, you can buy, but you can use that one piece over and over again for multiple pieces of content, which really, it helps with listener engagement. If you have more content to put out there and it's easy for you to do, then it is a great tool for those of you who do it. Now, I do use Descript. That's what I'm recording on right now. And Descript I pay for and has some AI features. Descript also allows me to record multiple speakers with high quality. So I haven't switched from Descript yet to the Creator Program, because this is my flow and my process. But if I didn't have a process already and I needed to use the Creator, like, you could use the Creator for recording a lesson and then clip the lesson for a podcast. Like, it's really cool. So that's the Creator Program for enhancing listener engagement. Another big benefit of Kajabi is the support and community. It is fantastic. Like, I belong to the, what is it called? The Kajabi Hero Facebook group. And there's like 40 posts. It feels like there's 40 posts a day of people trying to do their best and help other people and answer questions sometimes about the fiddly bits of Kajabi and get feedback from the community on what they did. It's really encouraging. That their community is really good. The other thing I like about their support is they have, I feel like they have a webinar once a day. It's like a buffet of learning. If you wanted to spend a month learning Kajabi, you could go to all these Kajabi classes and webinars, or you come up with a problem like, oh, how do I podcast the best and build my audience? They have a webinar for that. You know, how do you find your dream client? They have a webinar for that with Joey Ragona. Joey, one of my favorite Kajabi heroes. They're just very helpful, and it's easy to find written support, but it's also easy to find a customer service rep. They have an AI on their platform that is really good. I've asked it complex questions, and about 85% of the time it spits out the exact answer, way better than old chatbots. We're living in a magic time, man. This is magic time. AI is just like, it's like Star Trek computer magic, but their AI is really good. But if you can't get the AI to help you, their chat, I've often gotten my answer in 5 minutes or less. Like, they connect with you very quickly. They seem very knowledgeable, and I've gotten answers in my response. Now, this will work for 90% of the people, 90% of the time. There's no perfect support, and people do complain about things, but the chat feature is really good. The support is really good, and I haven't had any problems trying to figure out the program or learning it. Finally, as I've mentioned before, the process is streamlined. One of the big things I like about Kajabi is having everything that's essential for podcast production all in one place. It saved a lot of time, But also, one of the big things for me is decision fatigue. I don't have to make a decision about what program am I working in, what are the features, how do I have to fiddle with all these dials and controls to make it work properly? How do I integrate it? If it's broken, how do I fix it? It's just all in one platform. The software, you manage it. You manage it within one platform. There's one help button. There's one place to go for resources. It's it's efficiently knit together where your files are all in the Kajabi platform, and it's just been I just don't have to think about what program I'm using. I just go into Kajabi. I upload my file, I make my audio and show notes, and then I'm done. So to wrap it up, if you're thinking about starting a podcast to go along with your community, your coaching program, your digital products, I highly recommend Kajabi. It is a wonderful program that includes most of the things you're going to need your business to start your program and support it with a podcast to generate the listeners and the people who consume your content and get to know and like and trust you. All right, so that's my answer to why I use Kajabi as my online hosting platform for podcasting here in 2024. And if you enjoyed the show, give it a like and share it with your friends. That would help me out a bunch. We'll see you next time.